Simple interest is the type of interest normally used for short-term loans or short-term accounts and bonds. When we work with simple interest, a few important pieces are I, the interest in dollars, P, the principal value in dollars, R, the rate, which will be a decimal, T, the time in years, and F, the future value in dollars. The formulas that we use are interest equals principal multiplied by the rate multiplied by the time, and then to find the future value, we add the principal amount to the interest that is calculated using this formula. Or we can combine those two pieces into one formula and say that the future value is equal to the principal times 1 plus the rate times time. So a few reminders: the time needs to be converted to years, and we will normally have a percentage rate which needs to be converted to a decimal. We do that by moving the decimal point left 2 times or by dividing by 100. So example 1, find the simple interest on a 9-month loan of $5,000 at 4%. Then find the future value of the loan. So we want to use the interest formula for simple interest, I equals PRT, where our principal is the starting amount of $5,000, and the R, the rate, is 4%, but we need to change that to a decimal. So the R is going to be the 4% divided by 100, so it will be 0.04. And then last, the time is 9 months, which needs to be converted to years. So the time, to convert months to years, we divide by 12. So we have 9 months, we divide by 12, and we get either 3/4, or you can use the decimal 0.75. And then we plug those pieces into this interest formula. So we get that the interest is equal to 5,000 multiplied by the rate, 0.04, multiplied by the time, which is 0.75. This comes out to 150. So the interest is $150. So now to find the future value, we use this equation and we add the principal amount to that interest amount. So the future value will be the principal, which was 5,000, plus this interest amount. So it'll be 5,150. So the interest is 150, and the future value is 5,150. Now, if you just needed the future value and you didn't need the interest as part of your answer, that's when you could start with this other future interest formula. It does the same thing, it would just do it in one step. You purchase a $10,000 10-year bond with simple interest rate of 5.25%. What is the semi-annual interest and what is the total interest? So for this first part, semi-annual interest, that means in half a year. Or that means that the time for this amount of interest would be 6 months. Since the time is always in years for simple interest, that means that we use the time of 1/2 or 0.5. The principal amount is $10,000, and the simple interest rate is 5.25%, which we change to a decimal by dividing by 100 to get 0.0525. So the semi-annual interest would be I equals P, which is 10,000, multiplies by R, which is 0.0525, multiplied by time, which is 1/2 or 0.5. This gives interest of $262.50. So the semi-annual interest is $262.50. Now the total interest means what is the interest earned over the full 10 years of the bond. So the only thing in this previous formula that will change is the time. Since the time is in years and it's a 10-year bond, we use T equals 10 for this total interest. Other than that, the equation remains the same. I equals 10,000 multiplied by the rate 0.0525 multiplied by the new time of 10 years. Calculating this, we get $5,250. So the total interest of the 10-year bond is $5,250. Example 3, what is the future value of a loan of $7,200 with a simple interest rate of 11.5% after 3 months? So in this situation, the principal amount is $7,200. The simple interest rate is 11.5%, which, changing to a decimal, we can either divide by 100 or move the decimal place left twice to get 0.115. And the time is 3 months, but we need to change that to years. So we divide by 12 to get 1/4, or as a decimal, 0.25. So now we want the future value of the loan. That means we're looking for F in one of these formulas. We could either find the interest using this formula and then add the interest to the principal, or we can do it all in one step with this formula, F equals P times 1 plus RT. So let's use that. F equals the principal P, $7,200, times 1 plus the rate, 0.115, multiplied by the time, 0.25. Calculating this, we get 7,407 as the future value of the loan. Example 4, you are investing your earnings into an account that pays 7% simple interest. If you will have your money in the account for 15 months and want it to have a future value of $20,000, how much do you need to invest now? This problem is asking for the opposite thing from the previous one, where this time we're trying to find the principal value that we need to invest in order to get a particular future value out of the account. So that means that this value of 20,000 is F, and we want to find P. We want to know how much to invest now. The other information that we have is that our money will be in the account for 15 months. Again, we want time in years, so the time is going to be 15 over 12, or 1.25. And the rate is 7%. So we calculate 7 over 100 to get 0.07 for R. And now let's plug this information into this formula that compares the future value with the principal value. So plugging in, we would get 20,000 equals P, which we do not know, times 1 plus R, which is 0.07, multiplied by t, which is 1.25. So now to solve for p, we would divide both sides of the equation by this number. So we get that P, the principal investment, is $20,000 divided by 1 plus 0.07 times 1.25. Now you can calculate this in one step so long as you follow the order of operations, but I'll go ahead and calculate this quantity. We get 20,000 divided by 1 plus 0.07 times 1.25 is 1.0875, which gives a principal value of approximately $18,390.80. So that means that in order to have $20,000 after 15 months with this interest rate, we would need to invest $18,390 from the start.